And I guess last but not least, I'm Thomas. I'm from Fletcher Studios, and I'm making Grouper Get Home, which is a VR platformer based on the drawings of my son, who's on the autism spectrum.
Awesome. And I love the new enemy drawing. Like, I want a poster of that. It's so, like, it speaks to me. It's awesome.
Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of drawings because when my kid started really showing artistic talent, he was out. It was summertime, and he was out in our driveway, and he had a ton of sidewalk chalk, and he was just going to town all over that. And I've got tons of pictures of that, which is neat because you have that kind of rough, concretey background, and then the light of the chalk versus the stuff that I've got from paper, which who knows, maybe it could be like light enemies and dark enemies, or light good guys and dark bad guys kind of thing. So I'm kind of excited to just get him up and animating because I have to figure out how to take a kid's drawing and actually animate it in like a fluid manner as opposed to
Yeah. You've done good so far. Like, the demo was great. The videos have been good.
Yeah, I just need to get past the demo and start making the actual game.
I know that one.
So I figured we'd start. Last episode we set some goals, and I figured we'd see if we all did our goals. And Thomas, we'll have you go last if you had some goals up till before last week, and you want to share if you made them or not. That'd be cool. But so on our end, I got our itch page set up so we can easily share it with new people and you guys and all that fun stuff. So I got that done. I did get the video done to actually display you guys' logos and stuff. Unfortunately, Wookie didn't have time because he's out of town this week to get it in the build. So I'll blame Wookie. He's not here. So I got my stuff done. Robert, I think you... So it was April. We do this every month. You were looking at the year.
Yeah, I had some big goals there, but didn't actually get them done. I wanted to release the final what I think was going to be the final build of Medieval Designer as like the 1 year anniversary of it, but hard at work on the upgrades for Heartlands, which you guys have seen, but they're not really public yet, so sure you can understand why, and you can vouch for why we're running into some issues.
We'll give you a pass this one.
Yeah. We expect something this coming month, we'll just say that. And we just abandoned demo version 1.2 because we just started putting in new assets and stuff, and it wouldn't have made sense to release like the old build with like the new stuff, and it was a whole mess. So
half and half.
It was a whole mess. Yeah, would have been like, wow, that's a really nice looking sword, and everything else is like polygon. Would have looked kind of strange. But I mean, all those features are done. Like you can set like the height of like the ring for your inventory, and you can calibrate the floor height, which was an issue. We fixed some combat things. Arden will like go and actually find a weapon now and fight with you instead of just standing around like an idiot. So
nice.
Good stuff. But
cool.
we gotta next month, hopefully.
Yeah.
My goals are always.
At least
a little
you got
ambitious,
some shit done. So you did some. You got some progress.
Yeah, we finally got to do all 35,000 materials or whatever the hell it was. That's a fucking lot. It's a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did you get all the new
Jonny.
models swapped in yet, or are you still working on that?
Right now, my other designer Nathan is like literally right over there working on like categorizing things. It's just so much. I'm sure you've been through this, Justin, because you buy like assets as well. Like sometimes there's just so many folders, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're categorizing things into like folders. We can more easily find things, and I'm working on our new building system now. So the idea is like
I actually don't do that.
Oh yeah, you really should like take some time.
Models.
It is so worth it because then you know where everything is. Like we did with the old assets, we have like a whole folder that's like architecture and clutter or items versus like like house pieces and weapons and stuff like that. All condensed down in individual folders so we can actually find things.
Yeah,
convenient. Yeah, so
Johnny, I apologize. You weren't here last month either, so we'll come back to you too if you want. Justin,
Okay.
you were doing your ragdoll update. Did you get that fixed, set up?
Yeah,
Whatever
yeah,
you
that
wanna
came
call it.
out really well. Like, it was really buggy at first, and then it kind of played around more. It's like this asset called Puppet Master, and it's really cool now. Like, you can knock the fools down the stairs, and they'll like tumble down and get back up, and then, yeah,
I saw
it
you're
came out
also
really well.
slicing people in half.
Yeah, and I got the mesh slicing. I was trying to get this one going where it kept their ragdolls, but it was just having it was working, but like it and Puppet Master didn't play well because after it got chopped off, like it automatically. Anyway, all this technical stuff, like basically the two assets weren't playing well together. And I almost had it, but I was like, man, I spent like a lot of time on this. Like, let me just bring in my old system for my prototype. So I just brought in like the one that I originally made for like the old prototype. I'm just updated, a little bit, and yeah, it's pretty cool. People are liking it. Still may revisit the ragdoll one at some point, but for right now, I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Now their hats fall
Oh,
off
wild
too. And
Dmaw.
after you kill them, so you can take their hats and wear them. So
Nice. That's awesome. A new challenger has entered.
Oh, dun dun dun.
We'll come back to him. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, no table dancing.
Oh fuck! Can you guys hear me?
I don't have any money.
Yep.
oh, I can now.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! This is my first time in this new place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Cool.
Oh well.
I haven't seen
Welcome
this
to the jungle.
this video. This is really cool. Your guys' little like animated logo.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
for when Wookie and I just do our own episode with no guest. And just use that until we get your guys' logo video set up. So
That's
Pretty
cool.
cool.
Oh no,
Mhm.
the weird
Nice.
bean hands.
Dun,
They're
dun,
back.
dun.
Got some nice pods there, buddy.
I gotta be the only. Am I not?
Oh.
Am I the only one who's extremely disoriented by this?
Like, cause the angles of the hands or what?
Yeah, because it's like the angles of the hand, so it's like I'm like my brain is telling me my hands should be up, but they're not up, and so
Just pretend you're like holding like
Oh,
a
that.
dumbbell, like a free weight.
yeah, that's like I'm holding a soda or something, like I'm
yeah.
drinking. You know?
Like you're
Yeah.
holding a drink.
double fisting some lagers right now. Mhm.
Right.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah.
Damn, dude.
So,
Mhm.
Thomas or Johnny, did you have anything to share for goals or anything you got accomplished last month?
Sure. You want to go first, Thomas, or?
No, go ahead.
Okay, for sure. Oh yeah. So last month was fun because, as every game developer knows, development's super smooth and shit likes to break at the last possible second. So we migrated to plastic SEM, and it kind
Hell
of
yeah.
basically disrupted my game designer's whole ability to make any commits. Our artists kind of just stayed away because like source control is it's kind of complex for kind of his engine experience, and so I kind of had to go
The
in and
plastic is
figure
so
out.
easy.
Well, it's easier,
said that?
yeah.
Once you
yeah.
learn it, it's easy, but at first it's
Yeah.
overwhelming. Especially if you
Dude,
never used like
it
Git or
is.
anything before.
We have a
Yeah.
dude. All 20 of our people, we have not had a single commit error or any kind of like. Back when we used GitHub, we would have errors all the time. Like
Okay.
people would have conflicts, merge conflicts, all sorts of shit. Hasn't happened
Uh-huh.
once,
Okay, that's awesome.
so it's
Mhm.
worth it. You'll be okay.
I believe it. I believe it. And thankfully, we were able to kind of get it up and running. My game designer's computer is still kind of acting funny, so he had a feeling it had to do with other stuff because his computer's kind of old. He wanted to build a new machine, so it's a thing. But we got plastic SEM up and running, and I was able to make commits, and so like basically get the project back on track. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, I have
Mhm.
one other thought about plastic is that if you use any kind of virus protection software, that'll fuck it up. So
Oh, yeah, on
So,
Windows
if
Defender,
any
yeah, make sure
problems-
to add your folder to the exceptions. It also makes Unity
This is
run
a-
like way faster.
This is a PSA to anybody. You don't need virus software anymore. You only need Windows Defender. So,
yeah. Even on
you don't
Windows
need it.
Defender 2, add your project folder to the virus exceptions, because if
Yeah.
not, I know with Unity, every time it updates anything, when it re-imports, it kind of changes the files, and Windows
Right.
Defender wants to check each and every one of those changes. So it literally like doubles your compile
geez.
times, your import times, like everything. So you gotta
man.
add your project folder to your antivirus exceptions, like in your settings.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a good.
Yeah,
That's a
Unity
good
taught
tip.
me
Good
that.
pro tip.
Yeah,
pro tip.
thank you.
Yeah.
I'm texting him right now. Like, oh,
Yeah, it's not
that's
just us
it.
having server issues.
Like we had
We
tons,
just migrated our whole
tons
server
of people messing.
to a whole new one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you using
What?
plastic too, Robert?
No, we use Perforce like the rest of the industry.
Perforce is for nerds. It's ugly, or at least when I was using it, the interface.
It is
Uh,
I was
pretty.
gonna say, well,
Yeah,
we're on
I'll give you that.
Unity, so like plastic's our official one, but he's on Unreal, and even he likes plastic.
yeah, dude. No, Perforce. I used a Perforce in Little Kitty Big City, and it was just the most awful. I hated it. It was so ugly.
I mean, it's
The worst
functional.
UI.
It works.
That's right. You don't like art projects, I forget.
Only yours.
Oh my. Oh, you too.
Plastic's great too, because if you don't use your data that month, like let's say you're all working on something like really intensive, so you're not like downloading each other's like branches, it actually won't charge you because it automatically brings your rate down to like the lowest
Oh
thing
yeah,
that'll pick cover whatever
Ah.
you're doing.
yeah, dude.
That's
It's
cool.
sick, bro. Everything about it is sick.
Mhm.
I will.
Yeah.
Not an ad, by the way. This is not a paid promotion, by the way.
Right. I think
that
they're cutting you a
good.
check somewhere. Yeah.
It's that good. I'll slob their knob anytime. Anytime.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thomas, did you have any good news?
I mean, no,
Also,
actually,
who is Thomas?
It's Thomas Kildren here from
Mm-hmm.
Fletcher Studio.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was your name. The fuck?
Yeah.
It's like the guy with the beard. And
I know.
With the
I know.
beard.
That's
I know
everyone, I
Fletcher
guess.
Studios, obviously.
Yeah.
I forgot his name was
the
Thomas.
old guy with the cane and yeah.
Yeah, it's the old man. Grandpa Dev.
Shut up and get off my lawn.
We'll call Dad. We'll call him Dad. We'll call him Dad Dev. Dad Dev.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Dad,
You don't
Dad.
want my dad advice. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm still playing the pull my finger game with my kids.
Oh, I love it.
Classic.
Daddy, I don't like that game. Now, as far as before I even begin expounding upon the fun the past month has been, I still look at this table and I want to put on the British accent and say, now Lord Vader has provided the hidden rebel base location. We will now crush the rebellion with one swift stroke.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm getting
Nerd.
this total May the 4th, forget about it. I just I was 10 when the first Star Wars came out, and anytime I see anything Star Wars related, I'm like back to 10 years old, just geeking out and having a blast. And of course, this is the curse of being a parent, is that whatever you are, your kids are going to be like the exact opposite.
Yeah.
And it's going to be all the things that you hate. The running joke is, because I'm initially an artist and I'm guess, fairly, crunchy and whatnot. I said the running joke is that my kid's going to be like an investment banker and he's going to DJ on the weekend because these are like things I can't stand.
Oh man.
And he's gonna hate art. Art is stupid, Dad.
Exactly. Get out of my house! You're not my kid. And
Oh God.
what's
Oh,
crazy
man.
too is my youngest, the one that isn't on the autism spectrum. The kid is just I don't want to get all like Bostonian, but he's wicked smart and
Wicked spot.
Wicked
yeah,
smart.
he's totally wicked smart. I mean, like he does math better than I do now. Like if I
Hell
need
yeah.
something calculated, I'm like, hey kid, da-da-da-da. And he's like, oh okay. My favorite dad proud moment joke is that since my other kids on the spectrum, he's got like a trampoline to help kind of bounce out some of his, anxiety or his energy. But of course, everyone in the house uses it. But it's just, small little thing that about the size of this table here. So he comes up to me and he starts jumping on it. And he's like, "Hey, Dad." I'm like, "What?" It's like, you know how like if you multiply infinity by 0, it's still 0? I'm like, "Uh-huh." And he's like, "I actually think that it's actually infinity." And he starts laying out this whole like case for how infinity times 0 is actually infinity, and it's making sense to me. Like, I don't know math at all, but as he's doing it, he's bouncing on the trampoline while solving a Rubik's cube. And I'm just watching this kid. You're like, what grade are you in? He's like, "Yeah, I'm in the 3rd grade." You know what I remember about the 3rd grade? I thought my teacher was hot because she drove a Corvette.
I'm pretty sure I was like picking my nose the whole time.
I remember
Yeah,
getting in fights in the 3rd grade. I got in a lot of fights that year. There was like this little kid. I don't know. For some reason, every time we saw each other, we just had to beat the crap out of each other. I have no idea why.
That's what kids do. No, but
And
he's
then we
solving
ended up-
Rubik's cubes and he's explaining mathematical formula, and I'm just like, "Crap, kid! If we can get you in investment banking, Dad's gonna retire."
He could build the next bubble. The next market
Actually,
crash.
hire somebody to help
Let's
me
go.
with my game. But
Yeah, there you go.
the past month has just been trying to squeeze in whatever work I can while I'm dealing with all of this stuff. Obviously I get up at like 7 in the morning. I take the kids to school, try to squeeze in just a few bits of hours of dev work before. My wife's working from home, so I usually end up making her something for lunch, and then we try to like get outside and do some exercise, and then all of a sudden the day's gone. I got to go get the kids and what's for dinner, and next thing I know, it's 9 o'clock, and I'm ready to go to bed. Crap. But long-winded explanation aside, I've been cranking on this mobile game because, and I know Johnny knows about this. I talked to a guy who does kind of like funding, and he basically just said, "Well, I don't think we'd be a good match for funding." And I said, let's just figure it out. Why am I not like a type of project that gets funding? And he actually gave me a lot of great feedback. My game is niche. It's in VR, which is even more niche. And because it's kind of centered towards kids, Oculus suggests that nobody under 13 does VR. And
That's fair. Fair.
It totally made sense, and this, that, and the other. So crap, I'm gonna have to do my own thing, build up my own way. So I said, let's just make a quick mobile game, just to have something published. And then when I'm out showing my game, people are like, "Oh, well, this is great. How can I help with this VR game?" I can say, "Buy my mobile game, help fund it, just a couple of bucks at a time." Yeah.
That's cool.
And then if I get enough of that going, maybe start jumping on a Patreon page, and then, if I'm lucky, Kickstarter. So
Yeah.
more things to work on on my little bit of time before. Oh crap! It's May already. Shit. The kids are going to be out of
No, don't tell me
school.
that.
Yeah, the kids are going to be out of school too. So I'm going to go back to my old routine of like getting up at 5:30 in the morning and do a little work for everyone. Yeah. And then by the time like 8 o'clock around, I'm just like hanging on to the edge of the couch, like, "Wait, what? You're going to do what? Why isn't the sun down?" It's like, okay.
I feel that.
So I'm
But,
curious, like, I'll ask you first, but then I'll ask the rest of you guys, like, because you guys, some of you are single devs, some of you have teams, and etc. So I'm always interested in like what your planned release window is, if you have one, and like how long do you think you'll actually take you to get there? Because it varies so much with all the different dev situations that you guys are in. So I think that'd be interesting to hear. So what's your plan?
I think I want to do Valve time, and when it's done, it's done.
Fair.
Hopefully, I'm already like AARP like ready, so I'm hoping before like I reach Social Security age.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, retirement plan.
Yeah,
Thankfully, I think in your situation, with everything's being based off your child and being on the spectrum, I don't think there's any risk of any other game taking that spotlight from you. So I think you're probably good in that respect.
I mean, I hope so, because I do try and keep tabs on people who are doing like, handmade art, who are dealing with things based on their kids. And there was like a whole bunch of mentions in today's Twitter or something, and one of them was a gal who's making, I think, real-time sim, except using her daughters too. And I'm like, A, that's cool, but B, crap, it's competition. And I'm like, don't be
I
stealing
feel
my
that as
thunder,
well.
yo.
I hate competition.
Exactly. Pardon me, this is also Miller time too, so
Hey, good times.
My sister actually is doing like a book because my nephew's on the spectrum, and she wants to do like a children's book. I forgot she had told me about it, but I didn't know. I forgot what she was saying. But yeah, I think it's a pretty like cool idea. Like she wanted to make a book like specifically for kids with autism. Like, oh no, you know what she wanted to do, because she has two kids. She wanted to make one like because she has two kids. One of them is on the spectrum, the other one's not, and so she wanted to make like a book about a family like that, and kind of telling him how like the brother can help take care of like his other brother, and things
Nice.
like that.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and it's this sort of thing that'll help make it more, I don't know, acceptable or palatable to hi. Somebody in my lap here.
There's some tech art suggestions I have for in a second.
But yeah, just actually normalizing that people on the spectrum contribute in ways, just it's gonna make all the difference. And sooner or later, somebody's gonna like make something that most neurotypical people are just gonna say, wow, I never looked at it that way. This is so intense. This is so powerful. And, it's going to be a TV movie of the week, or, an Oscar award winning film or something. And the acceptance will really start to hit. Yeah, I still think that there's a lot of people out there who they say, oh, autism. So it's either Rain Man or it's the weird kid flapping his hands in the corner. And there's no middle ground for people yet.
I really like that show Atypical on Netflix.
Yes.
I think that show's really good.
Is that a good representation show or whatever? Or is that like, I don't know, I like the show, so I was just wondering if it was like actually like a good, it did a good job.
I wish I had Netflix were a Hulu house, because I still want to see Stranger Things. And
it's really good. I think so, at least from like because I have two nephews on the autism spectrum, and I mean, but the younger one, he's kind of nonverbal, so he's not really doing too much, but the other one's older, and I do see like a lot of like similarities.
Oh, that's good.
Well, Robert, how about your team? Like, what's your team size, and what are your guys' plans, if you have any?
I think our size is still officially like 6. Like it's only 2 of us. Well, I guess now it's 3 of us that are full time. One is like contract artsy type fucking person for like store art and like concept shit. And then we have the guy doing combat and AI. And then so I mean, question was like release dates, right?
Well, it was just like team size and like plans for like how long you might think it'll be before release and all that.
No, I mean, we were originally planning to release like in February of this year, and we were like not really able to hit that. My goals are always very ambitious because I expect everyone else to work the same way I do, and that's just not the case, unfortunately.
Yeah, people like
work those 13, 14, 15-hour days.
Well, and it's also with you kind of like your team grew a little bit, then other things happened where like you gotta redo everything, and then you got some backing.
It's kind of like starting over from scratch, because because the new assets make everything fucking crazy different. But
do you have new characters now?
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
No, we're not gonna use the polygon characters for that.
I was like, that's gonna
No,
look
yeah,
so
the
interesting.
entire game is getting a makeover. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy when people actually see it. So
That's
I'm
cool,
super proud
man.
of some of the stuff we have done with like reflections and stuff like that. Even seemed to have impressed you, Mr. Dmaw, magical art man.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
nice shiny swords.
Yeah, man. But yeah, we even got like fake shadows and stuff coming in too, for like fake like tree shadows and stuff. Kind of how they did them back in like the 360 era, you know.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, now the plan is to like launch like I'd be super happy if we could get demo version 2 launched by the end of May, but who the fuck knows if that's going to happen. My my business partner really wants it to be done by the end of June, so I guess that's kind of like our hard date. And then we want to get everything else done because we're hiring writers and shit after that. We want to get everything else done by February of next year, so that's like our target date now. So
Nice.
building a big, large thing, but the answer, as always, is my spiel on world class, fucking tools. So
Yep.
yeah.
For sure.
World class tools. You can build anything in the world with enough tools.
Yeah.
The eventual goal is to have Unreal Engine have like a toolbar button that just says "Make Game" and it works.
For sure. Good luck with that.
We're actually going to be to the point by probably the middle of this month where we can actually, everything in my game is based on like cells. I call them cells because of my previous experience modding Bethesda games, but they're levels, right? So like everything is like levels. So like by the end or the middle of this month, we should have our new house generator, which will generate a fucking house for us if you like it, with like interior and exterior and like the level, connect them up, place stuff. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna take our time for developing districts of the city down from like 4 or 5 months down to like a week or 2. Insane.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Awesome. Yeah. Got a rough draft of it done before I went on vacation, but
Vacation.
like 3 days of it,
You get to take vacations.
You've missed a couple of sessions. We've had therapy for Robert, and we've got him taking days off. And
Wow.
I didn't really get a choice in the matter. It was my wife's birthday. If I didn't go, I was going to be alone, and that was, I don't want to deal with that.
That's good. I'm proud of you, buddy.
Me too.
Yeah.
What
Now
I'm
I just got to
impressed.
work like 18 hours tomorrow to make up for it.
Wow.
That's how it works, right?
that's
Yeah,
known as
that's
negating.
Gradual progress.
Already relapsing over here.
Hey man, we're down to like 5 days a week now instead of 7. So hey, it's something.
That's
Nice. We only do 4.
Oh, you're fancy.
Yeah.
So Dmaw,
That's
with you, from start, your very first start, was it just you? Did you have a little team, and what did that grow into till today?
I've always been a team player. In college, I mean, obviously, the game started off in college as like my thesis project, and so I recruited like a bazillion people at college. I had like 15, 20 people kind of screwing around trying to make something.
Nice.
I feel like if anyone here is going to make an enormous like EA sized studio, it's going to be fucking Dmaw.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We were talking
would
about
prefer
that
one.
Halo game, and I'm like, well, when Dmaw's game releases, he could just buy us each a Halo stake.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys all
Dude,
buy,
that shit was incredible.
my game, maybe we'll see. We'll see.
I
have
don't
to
need
finish
none
my
of that
game
fancy
first.
stuff. No,
Gotta-
I just actually need a good back rub and a good beer.
Hey, yeah, that's a good day.
I need a yacht for my pool boy. Basically, is what I need. So that's what I'm saving for. Yeah, like I've always had I've always had a big team. I don't know. The smallest my team ever been was like 5 people during Oculus Launchpad when they forced us to have a small team. I was walking in the Launchpad with like 20 people, and they're like, "You guys can only have 5," and I'm like, "No one told me that." I had this big strat to go in there and steamroll, but it fell through. So then I had to fire like the whole team. I mean, no one was getting paid. No one was getting
Right.
paid. There was just all, we're all a bunch of college kids,
Right.
just waiting to find jobs, basically. And luckily, most people all found jobs. But yeah, and then we started getting funding, and then we have like 22, 21 people now.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like we scaled up like relatively quickly. For a while, it was just me and Brian and Ian, my sound designer, and then then we hired I got a little bit of funding. Then we hired Kathy, our character artist, and then after that, we kind of just exploded. We did a lot of recruitment and got up to like 20 people.
Question:
And we're
How do you
hiring more.
actually deal with that rapid expansion? Like the communication lines have to increase like a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, essentially, it just means that I no longer get to make stuff.
Right.
I basically spend all day telling people how to make stuff, or telling them what they did wrong, or thinking about what the big picture is.
Right.
All that stuff. I mean, we have a project manager who helps out a lot. Shout out to Jerry, wherever you are. He actually was an intern at Shell Games on the Among Us VR. So
that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's got like a year's worth of producing experience, I suppose. So he helps a lot with the communication and manages make sure he manages our Jira page, and he
for sure.
we have literally every single item that's being every single thing that's in the game or item or task is on our Jira, and it's being tracked nonstop, and making sure that things are going to plan, and he talks to every person once a week to make sure everybody's doing okay. But we also our Discord channel is the key of how we manage all this stuff.
Same.
We have we have we have an instead of DMing people or having big open chats, we also have private we've made private channels for each team member, where that way the producer can be in there, and me and my business partner Brian can also, so everyone can see all the leads. And also, if that team member is a part of the animation team, the animation lead will be in that chat so that they can see all the stuff that's being said, so everyone's on the same page at all times.
Smart.
But yeah, it's, I don't know, I'm already used to team stuff, so I've never not had a large team for the most part, so it's just kind of natural to me, I guess. To answer your question, I don't know. But
so when are you
it's a
planning
thing.
or hoping Sushi Ben will be out and a thing?
Legally, I can't say.
Big fancy over here.
No, but we I already got in trouble for saying things that might not be true,
Gotcha.
But we're aiming for I mean, I don't think there's any problem. Could probably we're aiming for spring of 2023, so
okay.
Maybe around June-ish of next year, start of the summer.
Awesome.
Nice.
Somewhere around there. Yeah. Yeah, but who knows? It's game development, man. There's
Always different. Yeah.
Man.
It could go a little bit, a few months after that. Who knows?
Right.
But yeah, things are
How about
moving in
you?
directions.
Nice. How about you,
Before
Johnny?
you
And
go, I
Weirdkid
have one
Studio?
thought. I have one thought
Go
on
for it.
something. Is there no MIP maps on your VR Verdict podcast thing over here?
We're playing with that. We've just learned maps were a thing, so we're playing with it.
That explains a lot.
Just
Okay,
learn.
good.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, slap some MIP maps on some of this stuff, man.
Yeah, the last
like-
episode we had a second poster right here, and it had maps, and it was much better than what's going on when you're looking at this here. So
Yeah, so you just slap some MIPs on these bad boys.
Some
and
bits.
Are they not generated
and-
automatically in Unity?
you have to click a thing.
Yeah. I think they
What do
do
you mean you have to
generate
click a thing?
automatically. they do generate automatically. You have to disable them, but
Yeah, it looks like they
anyway,
I feel like they disabled it because they were like, it's getting blurry.
Yeah.
It's an optimization thing too. Like sometimes you want to turn off the mip maps, but yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Mhm.
bitmaps make
That's
it
a weird
more
way to
optimized? That's the opposite.
Right.
Right?
Mips
'Cause
make it more
makes,
optimized.
well,
Yeah, it's less texture
it
memory.
makes the texture smaller.
No, because I mean, so that might be true, right? But the lead engineer who I like learned basically how to make Unity shit under, he explained to me that maps keep all of the textures in memory. So like the thing is like, yeah, it reduces, you use fewer textures, but they constantly all have to be ready to be switched out based on the distance, right? So it's like not full optimization, if that makes sense, right? Like
I
the
did an
textures are still.
optimization test yesterday where we had 800 4K textures on screen at the same time, all being nipped.
That's sexy as
and
fuck.
And that's all. And that's 800 draw. That's 800 draw calls as well,
For sure.
because of it was just a room filled with cubes that all had unique textures generated on
Right.
top of it.
For sure.
And it was fine.
That's.
I
I mean,
think-
that's possible. It might be an Unreal
Different
versus
engine.
Unity thing. My information might
Yeah.
be out of date. I don't know. But,
It could just be the Unreal's better engine.
Well, I mean,
but,
everything's in the
Yeah,
same
it could
room.
just
where
be-
it's worth it, but you
disagree
don't
with
want
that
to
one.
use.
But the
Yeah.
Unreal is just superior. I wouldn't recommend
Question mark.
I wouldn't recommend doing that in a actual game or whatever, right? But like
Right.
I wanted to
Right.
test like just purely textures. What's the upper
Oh.
bounds, right? Like
Right.
what can I get away with?
I mean, we found that like
Did you
we
actually
can get
get
away
away
with
with
like
it, or
700
did the
draw
price
calls,
go
no
up?
problem.
Right.
Yeah, the only thing that was
I don't
killing
really
us
know
was draw
why
calls.
their limitation is like 200 on the official like documentation. You can
Well,
definitely do
because
like
they don't want
4 to
people to
700.
overshoot. They don't want
I
people to
guess.
Right.
overshoot it. They want you to
Right.
under deliver.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Mhm.
obviously game devs is not it's not like a linear thing, right? Like performance is not.
Right.
It's like, oh, you can only
Yeah.
have 400 draw calls. No, or in 5 million polygons. It's either maybe I have 1,000 polygons, so that means I can have like 10 draw calls, or it's
Yeah.
Right.
It's a scale kind of thing.
it's a
Right.
balance. You gotta you balance it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, balance.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Quest 2 is pretty darn powerful, man.
Yeah.
It is. Mm-hmm.
Compared
It's between
to
like an
Quest 1.
Xbox and an Xbox 360 somewhere in there. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As he's
But yeah,
sitting
that's-
there, kind of just cradling his Quest 1, like, oh, hang in there, baby, hang in there.
Quest 1's not that bad.
I'm a fan. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's my
Considering
that's
that-
my
yeah.
my tech
that?
advice to you guys this week.
Mm-hmm.
Slap some MIPS in here.
Mip it up.
Yeah.
We're gonna get all
And
the
you-
MIPS and we'll be good.
I still
yeah.
really want to make a version of this in Unreal for the fuck of it.
Wookie's been playing with it. He's been going
Oh, yeah?
back and forth. So yeah, he's been.
Yeah, like the icon for the mute button, he added that on, and like the recording
Oh,
thing.
okay. That's
Yeah,
cool.
well, Wookie's.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I mean, you saw it when I like sent it to them. It was just like that real like plain little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wookie's done a lot of stuff here, but I mean, he's actually playing in Unreal and trying. He's doing it in both, trying to see what he likes and figure it out. He's talked to Robert a little bit, I think, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
a little
so
Oh, nice.
bit.
Very
Wanted
cool.
general information, I guess. I think I was supposed to get on a call with him, but I forgot at some point soon. He was like, "Oh, when you get done with your things," and then now I just remembered. So
that's
we'll look
why
at some
he's
point. Yeah.
he does like one little thing a week on it because his time he works a lot and does other things. So baby steps, but we got a lot of
You
plans.
telling me people have life outside of game development? Weird.
Yeah.
What? Nonsense. Mm-hmm.
So question to you, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Same question.
Yeah. So, right, Galactic Bar Fight started off as like a solo thing I was doing, and before Launchpad. So I just kind of wanted to learn how to make a VR game because it was really frustrating. I worked at this enterprise company, and they basically bought every mixed reality, augmented reality, virtual reality headset you could think of. We had some version of, we had prototypes on, we made some version of the app for, and then the Quest came out, and I was really hyped. I was like, "Oh, we're totally gonna build for the Quest, right?" And they're like, "Well, but there's no real way to distribute it, so I don't think that we're gonna build for that." And that it pissed me off for sure. But so then I decided I would just like kind of make something on the Quest myself. So I just started kind of poke around, started making Galactic Bar Fight, just kind of learn. And I was excited about the Quest, so I just kind of wanted to make like a six dot VR game by myself. So I did that, and then for like about a year, I think it was about a year, I worked on it, and then Oculus Launchpad came around. A friend suggested I like enroll in it with Galactic Bar Fight. I did that, and then I got into Launchpad, and of course, in like the first day, I met people who are going to wanted to work on a hip hop VR game, and I was like, "Oh, I want to do that." So then I just dropped Galactic Bar Fight, and
Was that the other half of Dmaw's team? That he couldn't.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we made our own. Yeah, what does Bender say? We made our own club with our own hookers and poker,
stole my
blackjack.
people.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
I mean, 3 of us were all on that same Oculus Launchpad together.
Yeah,
insane.
it was good. Yeah, it was
pretty cool.
fun.
I'm still just a little bitter that we didn't get to do like the previous launch pads where they flew us out.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
did the school there.
I didn't know they
Me
paid
too.
for it either. I
Oh,
didn't know they paid for the flight.
it?
Yeah, they paid for the flights. They paid for the hotel.
Right.
They paid for your
Yep.
whole thing.
Wow,
We just got some sweatshirts, a coffee mug, and a Quest one, an outdated one.
I was
That was
lucky
before
enough
my
to-
time in VR.
Yeah. I was
It was-
lucky enough because I was also in the START program that they
Yeah.
gave me an invite to Oculus Connect 5, and they covered the conference, they covered the hotel. I basically just had to pay for airfare and
Wow.
a crappy slice of pizza at the airport, and everything
Right.
else was, yeah, there was
Right.
food, there was beverage, there was, tons of
Yeah.
swag.
Very cool.
And
Mhm.
yeah, they were doing it right back then, and I was here with my little game, just wandering around like I could get used to this. That's John Carmack right there. I could throw
Right.
something at him if I wanted to.
Yeah.
He
Dude, I
had,
had no
like,
idea who
thick-
John Carmack was, by the way.
Oh,
For a long time.
Well, how dare
What?
you?
Until recently, someone was like, "Yeah, that's the guy that like made Doom or whatever, or some shit." Or
Yeah.
He's a
program.
god.
And I was like,
Right.
"Oh, really?
Oh, that's an artist thing. I think an artist could get away with, like, a software engineer, we'd have to stone you, but I think an artist, okay, fine.
I was like, "Oh, who's this spooky pasty guy who's like yelling at people on their VR games and shit?"
Oh my
I
god!
was like, "Damn."
Wow.
Carmack was
Man.
amazing though. He
boy.
was out there on the floor just talking to people for hours. Like
Oh,
as soon as the keynote
Mhm.
was over, he would be
Mhm.
there all day until they're like, "Okay, the floor is
Right.
closing," and he just
Right.
had 6 people deep, just waiting
Right.
for their chance to like show him something or talk to him. And
Right.
they did a fireside chat, and one of the guys I was hanging with had like an original pressing of like Doom on CD that had like
Wow.
Romero's signature on it. They had a couple of other guys from
That's
way
cool.
back. And after the fireside chat, they did a big group photo, and he got his little like trifecta of id
That's
software from like 1992. Yeah,
That's
it was
cool.
wild.
Mhm.
Yeah. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah. And John Carmack was actually a big reason I made Galactic Bar Fight, because I watched because I was at OC5 too. And I think he did the app review thing. And
yeah.
I just,
Mhm.
I thought it was like, so, I expected John Carmack to play the game and basically rip it apart, right? Like a jerk. But like, he was actually super gracious. Like, he was like giving pointers, like, "Oh, you should consider doing this and this."
Oh, you
And I was
actually
like,
did that?
wow.
Holy shit!
No, I
brave.
wanted to,
Oh.
and so I was like, that was my plan until COVID hit, right? But yeah, and I'd still send him Galactic Bar Fight. Even if he rips it to shreds, I'd still be happy to have him take a look at it, right? But
Did he tell you to turn on maps?
Right.
Where's the map?
In the future, he might tell me to turn on mid maps. That's the future. That's the future, and I'm gonna treasure that comment. John Carmack told me to turn on mid maps, guys.
He told me personally.
Me. Right.
I would totally change my whole Twitter profile to be John Carmack shit on my game.
Right.
Damn.
Right. I'd welcome it. Yeah.
That's wild. I
Yeah.
had no idea he was that famous. I can't believe it. Fucking-
Oh, he's like, he's like a central part of like games
he's the rock.
technology.
Apparently,
right?
he's the rock
mean,
star, man. He's like the god
like,
of.
the quest
of
wouldn't be a
games.
thing without him, right? Like that was
Yeah.
a huge part. He is a huge part of why the quest runs as well as it does. You know.
Yeah, he's huge.
Mhm.
Wild.
Yeah.
I'm a phony.
yeah.
Get at me.
Or phony. Uh-huh.
I'm just a gamer, and I knew who he was. Dmaw. I mean, come on.
Well,
Yikes.
I'm not a game. I'm not really much of a gamer either, though.
I know.
So,
That's very true. That's awesome.
so you know,
No chance. Fair.
no chance.
And then so I guess I'll wrap up my story. Yeah. So Launchpad, worked on the hip hop VR game. I was actually really excited about it, made a bunch of prototypes about like text to speech and like spawning objects in Unity, played with like a lot of like rhythm game systems, played with like virtual crowds of like hundreds of people. Like it was a really fun.
Damn.
But the team didn't seem to care, and that started to eat at me. Like I would make something, I'd be like, okay, cool, let's talk about it. And then it would be like everybody would kind of shrug, and I was like, okay, fine. Maybe I'm excitable. So maybe I'm just too excited. Maybe my energy levels are high. And that just kept happening. And I think over Christmas break, they decided to make like a prototype without like mentioning it to me at all. And I was the one who had been prototyping stuff the whole time. And so that bugged me. And then I just went back to Galactic Bar Fight, wrapped it up. And I wish I would have spent more time on Galactic Fight in retrospect because of that, but it's all right. And then but and of course the hip hop game won a grant, which that's a whole different thing. So the project I didn't care for won the grant. Galactic Bar Fight didn't. But after they won the grant, I left that team. Asked a friend of mine from college if he'd join me on Galactic Bar Fight, and then a former coworker. And so it's just our team of 3, and we've been working on Galactic Bar Fight for the past year. And I think we plan on like the whole thing. Like I think we plan 4 combat arenas all together, 4 or 5, and we plan for it all to be finished by the end of this year.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's the hope. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
This is
What's
Johnny
that
talking
team?
about his high energy.
Yeah, I guess so. Fair enough. Fair.
No, it's
You know
awesome.
I was wondering, I was like watching, is that Johnny talking like that?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I don't know
Oh yeah.
who
Oh yeah.
you just.
Part of his gestures.
Oh
like,
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Rocking like
oh.
a lunatic. Yeah.
I was like, what's that hip hop game doing now? Are they been still making it?
I haven't heard anything about it.
So they just took the money and ran.
like I'm so bitter, I didn't even like want to know.
I didn't actually. Yeah.
fuck that game.
Yeah, it's
I
about it
didn't
too.
even want to
'Cause
look at the winners.
I
was so
yeah.
salty.
I'm really shocked that when you told me you didn't submit something, I was like, wow, you definitely would have had the best looking project bar easily. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I just couldn't. Like, we got like all the mechanics and everything built, but I didn't have time to like put the story together. Like that, I had like built the panels and like all this other stuff, and I thought that was gonna be like a week. I thought it was only gonna take a week, but it took like it took like 3 months.
For sure. Right. Mm-hmm.
I was like, shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Well,
Yeah, you
Justin,
always
how
think
about
like the
it
your
turned out
original
journey?
was
fine.
gonna be good, but big with like the content that takes forever.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it turned out better in the end anyway, so I still wound up getting funding. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
just, I was sad, dude. I cried, bro. I was like so
I get it.
devastated because we've because like I'd been working for, I just like whether I won or not didn't matter, but I didn't. The fact that I didn't even make it to submit was devastating, bro. It was,
I
it
get
was like the
that.
worst fucking shit. And I
I
just
get
like
it.
sat there and like cried for days. I was like, no, I spent months. Like it was like
Yeah.
3 or 4 months of just like pure,
Yeah.
just nonstop working, and
Right.
just for nothing basically.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't turn
I
out to
get
get
it.
nothing, but at the time I thought it was for nothing, and I was devastated.
Right.
It was the worst.
I get it. I had a hard time too with the Galactic bar fight because that hip hop game won the grant, right? And so I
Yeah.
thought that GBF might win a grant. I was like excited,
Uh-huh.
oh, it's gonna happen. And at the same exact time, I was interviewing with Microsoft for like a mixed reality position on Alt Space
Uh-huh.
VR, and that sounded perfect. And I was like, oh my god, life is going to be so amazing. Didn't get the grant, and then 24 hours later, got rejected from Microsoft. And yeah, I took a walk around the corner and cried too. So I get it.
Damn, dude, I feel you.
It was
that
a rough
hurts.
day.
That hurts.
Yeah, it was a rough 24 hours.
Yeah, I think I was like working on getting a big job at that point
Thank
too.
you.
And just fucking, I feel you, dude. Ugh,
Right.
God.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Mhm. Yeah. So, what are your guys' happiest development moments?
It hurt our sad times.
Right.
Well, I'll let Justin tell his journey, but after that, it would be nice to hear like how many moments like that have you guys had, and how do you get through it? Because that's being, you know, indie devs and solo devs. Like I can't. It's got to be so rough.
Right.
Dude, I got so many sad stories.
Of course.
Yeah, so I mean, I just kind of started off just doing it by myself. It was just me for the team for the longest time, actually, like over a year, and then just recently, started getting hit up by more like investors and stuff, and they really wanted like a Quest version, and I had been targeting PC, so I brought on Jeff Poole, which you guys know. Yeah, and he's putting out his new music video soon.
He
It
gave
should
me
be cool,
keys
like
for
that
that.
one.
I can't wait to
Yeah.
play it tonight.
Yeah, I know, me too. I got it installed on my Quest, but I haven't been able to boot it up. So after this, I'm probably gonna try it out. But yeah, so he came on. He did the space warp, and recently he's got like the stab marks, like the blood stains when you stab the enemies. So he's like a
Nice.
tech artist now. He's still working his full-time job, so I'm the only one that's full-time right now. But once you do get funding, he's gonna come on full-time. Then I got my writer Emily. Oh man, I can't think of her last name right now, but yeah, she did a little bit of writing. Then we ended up kind of changing the direction of the game, so we're probably gonna take the stuff she wrote and kind of just like adapt it to the new format. But then, yeah, we'll probably once we get some more money, we'll bring her back to write some more for us. And then, but yeah, it's mostly been me. I have this other guy Julian. He's helping me a little bit with stuff like Blender stuff, like separating models. Like if there's like a enemy with a sword attached in their hand and like, not a separate sword model, I'm like, yeah, I need this sword to be like taken out of the guy's hand so the player can pick it up too. Like, or if something
Who
has
would
too
model
many like.
something like that? I don't understand. Why would
You'd be
that
surprised. A
ever
lot
be
of
a
stuff is
thing?
meant for like RTS games, things like that. Like I had this one enemy, it's like holding a gun, and like its animations aren't meant to like, once he dies, like he just has his death animation, and they expect you to just despawn it because it's supposed to be for like an RPG, not for like an action game. So, and then yeah, then other things, some things just like too many polygons. Like, hey, just decimate this and make it look good. So, but yeah, so it's mostly just me. Once I do get a little bit more funding, hopefully from like Oculus, and then we talk to like Pico and a couple other places. But hopefully bring on a little bit more of a team. I want to bring someone that's like animation, specializes in animations, with little cat suits and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, having animators is nice. It's
Right.
yeah, because I'm like, I have all these different animations I buy, and then they don't blend right, and like it's a pain. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
So do you have an end goal for like a release window or?
Oh yeah, so it's already like in early access right now. As far as like a final launch, like where it's not in early access anymore, that's probably going to be maybe about April-ish next year. Because I'm going to be working to get on like the Oculus store. It's going to have to meet their standards or whatever. But prior to that, I'm probably gonna do like a Steam early access because right now the game's $30. Right now it's I don't know. Some people say it's worth 30 already. I would say it's probably not really like actually $30 of the content. But once I feel it is actually like, people will be pay 30 and get what they would expect to pay $30 for, which I'm thinking around the end of this year, kind of December. So that's why I'm gonna do like the Steam early access launch.
Nice.
And then and that hopefully early next year we'll be able to get the
It
actual
sounds like
final
next year
launch.
is going to be such an incredible year for VR.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and it's clearly not just us making stuff for next year. It's
Yeah.
gonna be
Yeah,
quite,
right.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
quite packed, and it's a little
Yeah.
spooky. Um,
Hopefully it's gonna sell me
Yeah.
that such that everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, so many cool games I have to get.
there's some
Right.
there's some big things coming in Q1 of 2023 that I can't talk about, but
Ah.
but it's gonna be fun.
Well, you could tell us if any of us have to be worried.
Not worried. No, it's a good
Okay.
thing or a bad thing.
It's
depending
kind
on
of
your
strange.
childhood.
Like, I play mostly VR, but I still play like Xbox and stuff. But I haven't like bought like a $60 game on Xbox for a while. And I get codes and alphas and betas of games, but I still like if I like something, I'll buy it and then I'll give that code away, type of thing.
Yeah.
But in the last couple weeks, like a couple bigger games have come out. I've paid like $30 some. I'm like, I'm not used to that anymore. Like, ouch! Like, I might afford a crack, and it's like, damn, that hurt.
Right.
I'm not complaining because they're all great. It's just I'm not used to it, so you gotta start saving up for next year. It sounds like.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of stuff, a lot of money for you to drop. It's okay. You can play Sushi Bin for. Oh, I can't legally say it. You can play it for free.
Oh man, you're gonna get that.
Hey, I still have your early like demo of Sushi Ben like floating around my hard drive somewhere.
Yeah, he's got content that no one should ever see the day of light. So you can release that one day and be like, hey, look at this, guys.
Look what I found.
Look what I found.
I mean, it's still the one where you have to like calibrate it.
Yeah, dude. Like it's the first demo I ever made. It was like this. Yeah, I'm glad you no longer have to calibrate your eyesight. That's like the best part.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, before we used render targets or whatever, like to make this stereoscopic effect, and so you had to like in game, you had to like make the panels overlap to your IPD because there was no way to like get your IPD from the headset at that time in game.
Right.
So
That's
it was sucked. It sucked ass. And it was it was not very performant because if you had more than one render target on screen at a time, it would just like implode.
Right, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you gonna have an art book for Sushi then?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I guess. I guess.
I guess.
I mean, to me, it's like I feel like a lot of our production stuff isn't like pretty,
Okay. Fair.
or it's like kind of like all over the place. Like I don't know if we could come up with a good format where it looks good, maybe. But like, yeah,
for sure.
I'll just fill it with.
Are you gonna have like physical copies, like for PSVR 2?
Yeah. Oh, you mean like nah, I'm not gonna spend money on that.
Not you, the publisher spends money on it.
Well, yeah, I would rather my publisher. I would rather my publisher spend that money on like something else, like advertising or
marketing.
Your pool boy's yacht. Yeah, we know.
My pool boy's yacht. My pool boy, because like whatever they spend, you have to kind of like pay back in the long run, right? So the recoups. So I would rather them just not spend it than do the physical copies. I'm like a
physical copies are so big in Europe. I was surprised.
Yeah, but I'm
like
that. My personal stance is I don't like anything physical. Yeah, just don't. It's just a waste.
Waste of paper.
Yeah, who needs to own anything?
Yeah, yeah. Like I give away all. I don't own anything really. Like if you look at my car, it's just completely blank and white, and there's no like posters or like anything. So
Mhm.
minimalist lifestyle. I
All
suppose.
right.
Very feng shui.
I have my digital NFT on the metaverse world, that I
Yeah.
fill it with things, right? What do I need an earthly plane for? I don't
Oh
need
wow.
I don't need the physical. I've got the
I-
digital, baby.
I cleared everything out of my game room once Robert got a medieval designer to work with pass through, and I just decorated digitally and
Yeah,
set in
there
it.
you go. Yeah,
That
you
sounds
just
like a
live-
good time. Yeah.
That's hell yeah, dude. That's the life. I mean, if there's like a huge interest for like a physical copy, like sure, why not? But like, I'm not. I'll make some USB sticks so you can side load it. There we go. That's it.
Mhm.
So we'll see.
Mhm.
So, would you guys say the life of a indie dev? I'm assuming you guys all consider yourselves indie devs. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I guess.
I'd say
Like,
so.
How much-
I mean,
I'm just curious, how much of a roller coaster is it for you guys? Like the ups and downs, and
fucking
All over the place.
nightmares, bro. Nightmares.
or if you're Robert, you're always in the valley and there's a bump. I'm just kidding. The 18-hour
Robert's
gauge
just-
bike.
Robert just grinds way too hard.
I'm.
What am I
Yeah.
supposed to do?
Passion.
Mhm.
I don't know, like
It's either this or bathtub toaster. We've been through this.
Ah.
get some sunshine. Walk in the sun.
I was just at the beach. I am fine with sunshine for like a whole nother
You don't
year.
need any
For
more.
life.
The next year, you got enough of that vitamin D, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, funny story for you, Robert. There was at work. There was a guy, and I've only seen like 2 pictures of you, but this guy was the spitting image of you, to my mind, from the pictures I've seen. And I did a double take, and I almost called him Robert like the first time I walked past him. And it was freaking me out.
I mean, there's only like 20 human models out there, anyways, right? It's just
Yeah.
everybody's just like
It's
a
kinda
variation
recycled.
of 20 human to 20 types,
I've
base
been
models.
mistaken a few times, so I guess I'm just like not that unique looking. I don't know.
Man.
I'm one of the Nexus 6 models. I haven't been retired yet.
Yeah, they just don't make them like you anymore,
Right.
He's got that old DNA.
You might also be
Yeah.
hearing my kid in the background too. So if you're hearing some odd ta-da stuff, that's my kid.
Awesome.
Like my major ups and downs are like when I have bugs. Like my emotional like state is like directly
Mhm.
tied to like how well my game is functioning at the moment.
Okay, at least it's not just me.
I get it. Right. I get it.
I'm like, oh my god, dude! I'm like, what did I do? Like, why did I quit my job? And then like I fix the bug. I'm like, I'm having a good day. Like,
Dude, have you guys seen that
Been
fucking
there.
meme? It's the pendulum, like
Right.
swinging back and forth. It's like programmers. I'm a piece of shit. I'm a god. Just swinging back
Right.
and forth.
Yup. Yup.
So good.
Well,
Right.
you got in chat, like it happened. It's happened quite often where they go, "Oh, I'm going to rework this whole fucking thing," and it's like, how the hell?
Right.
Yeah.
It's
right.
constant for you guys.
Right. Right. Yeah.
don't know,
I
like-
think. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you can go, Betty. You can go.
Oh, thank you. So definitely like the how well the game's running, like that's a huge part of it, right? Because like you can be having a great day, I just have to change a few things, and then all of a sudden you run it and everything's a fucking on fire, and it's like, oh god, now I have to figure out when to fix this, right? And so that happened. I will say with GBF, I was kind of so like I mentioned, right? Like it was basically a thing I was just kind of fiddling around, and so when I uploaded to the Oculus Store, I didn't expect anyone to play it at all, and so
Mhm.
all these people are playing it all of a sudden, and like they're telling me like some people enjoyed it, but then other people are telling me how shitty it is, and I'm like, holy fuck, I didn't expect a couple of thousand people to play this. I wish that I would have planned it out better, and so that that got to me, right? Because like I just kind of put this thing out there, didn't expect anybody to pay attention to it, and then they did, and it's like, oof, that's not my best work, right? And
Oh no.
and so I feel a lot better about how it is now. And I think I've learned to deal with like the reviews and criticisms and commentary of it better. But I definitely at first, like, I just kind of made this thing and I was like, I'll just throw it on the store. We'll see what happens. And
I'm
was not
definitely still struggling with that.
Yeah, it's tough.
Like the
It's
fucking
tough.
reviews, it's hard.
Yeah.
I'm glad,
How
I'm
many,
glad
um,
no one played my tech demo.
I get it.
I would hate that shit. Hate that.
Mhm. Yeah. Mhm.
So, Mr. Jennings,
I'm
how many
deleting it
downloads
off.
do you think you got?
Oh, today so far it's at like 14,500, which is still like that's such an unbelievable number,
Nice.
right? Like
14,000?
I think it's
Wow,
14,000. I don't really,
that's crazy.
right. That's like
Yeah.
the original prototype, the UK bundle,
And that's like no
got
advertising, just
yeah. Mm-hmm.
interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, people are finding it somehow. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's pretty crazy for just like a random, just like
Mhm.
it's not like you're like this super famous dude or anything, and it's just like
Yeah.
I think that's cool. I think that's like surprising to me because like
Mhm.
in contrast, my game
Me
on
too.
itch probably only had like 300 down. Like I think today it's still only like 300 downloads or whatever.
Mhm. Right. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, Quest is pretty big.
pretty cool. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, a big part of it is because like the UK bundle, right? I included it in that, and so that was a big part of it, right? And so
Nice.
it wasn't people just buying my game or downloading it, but those
Yeah.
are the downloads from the bundle. So like people,
Yeah.
did-
So you had to like
They
see it
still
and be like,
they
hey, I wanna
still
play
actually
this.
downloaded it. That's awesome. I
right?
think that's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
That's some cool.
Pure warning, Justin and John swap chairs. Just so we know who's
I'm back.
another bad.
PJ was watching. He knew.
You could literally put
I
me
had
in
to
a
plug my
room with you
Quest in,
guys.
so I had to like physically move across the room. So
Yeah.
then afterwards, I like resituated myself accidentally in the wrong chair.
We could all be out there in space, and I could, and you guys without talking, I could tell who was who.
Really?
Damn.
Oh wow.
There's extra
I
head, like
have no
underneath
idea.
the thing.
Anyone.
Not to be creepy or anything. We spent a lot of time in here together.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. No, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Mhm.
I'm
Because you
gonna.
guys kind of
so-
did the same movements in Spatial Ape way back when, and so
Oh,
Kind of makes you question
that
the amount of
makes
data that's
sense.
able to be gathered from VR, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
what's this
Mhm.
game? What is this game? What
Fair.
are you guys? What kind of data am you guys gathering on us right now? You can see my
Right.
faster camera.
I legally
You're
can't
like,
tell you.
Yeah, you could tell him the one that's always like going all crazy, like.
Right.
Uh,
And then afterwards, I'm like, oh my god, like VR gives me motion sickness.
Speaking
Oh,
of
man.
Spatial Ape, are they still doing anything?
Yeah,
So what happened?
What
What happened to
happened there?
So I mean, I don't know everything. I just know what I've dealt with them. They were so the whole Spatial Ape was like a side project of their company, and they're trying to get up and running, and it was great. Like there's still people clamoring for those meetups. So they started to lose funding for that, and then so I'm still in their Discord and I'm still talking to people. There's been someone volunteering just to take over for free and actually run it and get the meetings back up and all that. So that'd be neat.
Yeah.
So yeah, just they kind of put it on hold and wanted to. They had a lot of awesome plans coming up, but they just had to put it on hold, and then it kind of fizzled. So
Right.
Damn. That's
yeah, they
sad.
had like 40 people in there every week, so
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
for the
Yeah, it
meetups.
was really quick. Kept getting bigger.
Yeah.
You have to meet a lot of
Yeah.
people. And,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kinda
the
sad.
meetups
So I
they
were
hope
weren't
always
like really monetizing anyway, so I could see it's hard to keep it going.
Yeah, I
Yep.
could see that. Yeah.
I should have started
Mhm.
selling T-shirts and stuff. I would have bought one.
If they had like a Patreon, I would have thrown money. Like I thought it was a good enough event.
Yeah.
I would have paid to like been a member or something. Right?
Yeah. And the
Mhm.
weird thing is they had T-shirts because they did the canon and all that. So
Yeah, they
they
had the
had all
giveaway,
that.
but there was no way to like
Right.
buy them. I was like, I want to give you money.
You're
There's
right.
a big empty
right.
space.
Huh.
They should have just like sold ad space. To be honest, I think that would
Yep.
have
That
worked.
too. That
Yeah,
too,
because that's
yeah.
what SideQuest does. That they sell ad space and like
Yeah, we
Mhm.
advertised on SideQuest.
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's
They,
wild. That's
they
so.
sell
That's so,
T-shirts, so like they know what's up. Like
Mhm.
they're offering like a
That's
good
a
free
bummer,
service, but
dude.
they're monetizing it too.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, because it
Mhm.
was really cool. I like the Spatial Ape. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean the guys are great. The whole team was awesome. It's just, I mean, you guys were all in there more than once, so
Yeah, it is a blast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, they had like the little sticker things and the Ready Player Me avatars and everything. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's crazy. That's
Maybe I
so
should send my
sad.
Slaughterhouse. We could bring it back, make a new one.
Right.
Well, this, I mean, the space we're in right now is Serial from Garage Collective's booth from
Yeah,
Spatial Ape.
that's what I
that
was
he's
gonna
like,
say.
"Here."
This looks like Cyril's work.
Yep.
I still need to go out to eat with Cyril. I keep avoiding him.
Cool
Because we
update
live
with
in the
him.
same
One of
city.
yeah, I'm jealous of you guys. One of his students just got hired at is it Team 21, the studio behind oh my god, Alicia coming out.
Oh,
That's
So that
cool.
was cool. Yeah.
I don't even know what
Nice.
that is.
yeah. I'm not sure.
It's basically
but it sounds
World
cool.
of Warcraft in VR.
Oh,
It's,
Oh,
it's
that
really
other
cool.
MMO, that other MMO
Yeah,
game
yeah.
they're doing. Yeah, with like
And that
airships
team
and
is-
shit.
Yep.
Ooh,
That team
I
is
like
great.
airships.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the game looks cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We should go hang out at the AR house sometime, Johnny. Like since we're in LA.
That would
Lucas
be
already
dope.
knows us, like-
Yeah. Yeah. Where? Yeah. Is it like near downtown or?
Yeah, kind of. It's like up in the mountains. I don't know. I just put the address
Okay.
in my GPS and go where it tells me. I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's near downtown.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, yeah. Let me know if you ever want to hang out over there. I think it'd be cool to hang out. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Like, it's pretty.
That's
you
an
know, Did you go to
interesting
the AR house
concept.
like after Comic-Con or no?
No, I didn't. Because I had not been around people in a while, so Comic Con was a blast, but also there were thousands of people, and I was like, yeah, I gotta go home, man. This is a lot.
That's what I
right?
feel like.
Yeah, I didn't go that time either. Cool, because we do the Comic-Con thing and like we cosplay it, and like it's just like a lot. We're like, dude, we got to get home and get some rest. Like,
right. Mhm.
Speaking of, I do actually need to get some kiddos in bed, so I'm gonna have to
Okay.
depart
Yeah.
here. So,
Okay, for sure.
in any case, it's been far too long since I've chatted with most of you. So thank you for
Yeah, dude, it's
for-
good hearing from you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
You now have the
no.
link. Come back anytime. So
Yeah.
Thank you. Would love to.
Mhm.
And I was going to ask, did you want more artwork for the podcast?
Ooh.
Because I'm always just looking for like little things to do. So I'll throw
Oh, hell
stuff
yeah.
at you, and if you like it, use it. If not, totally cool.
I would
Uh,
I would be honored if your child drew something up for us. Like I would so love that.
All right. Hey Nathan,
A Fletcher
you might have
original.
to draw me some artwork for VR podcast. You think you could do that? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thumbs up.
So my roller coaster just
Thumbs
went up. up here.
I love it.
All right,
Yo, I
folks.
have a
You have a
question.
great night. All right.
Yeah.
Night,
Have a good night, Thomas.
See you, man.
Why is my logo the only one that's like facing off into space?
So
Like, over
you
here,
can't
there's a
even see it,
cube.
huh?
There's space right here. There's space
So
right
Johnny-
here, but I'm over
Dude, like, I
here.
think you can't see the yellow like thing, pixelated thing.
You can't see it.
Yeah,
You can't.
So-
right.
I'll explain. Johnny told me to do that. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait.
Classic sabotage. I knew it. I knew it.
My whole plan for this, and Wookiee still hasn't like. I need to learn how to come in here and place assets and things. I haven't done yet. I know nothing. So my whole plan is weekly to come in here, change these around, move the boxes. I love randomness, and I don't like repetition. So I
Right.
meant to have a sticker on a box by itself and just move them around each podcast, and so it's coming.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'll hold my offense till later. I'll give you a chance to rectify.
Plus,
Rectify the
plus you
mistake.
haven't personally been on the podcast, and everyone else has. So I mean,
Oh.
Wow. Well, that's because you never
Oh.
invite me.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't ask to be on to things. You have to ask me.
Oh, that's fair.
well,
That's fair.
last time we talked about it, we mentioned April, and now it's May.
And guess
so
what
I'll
month it
ask
is?
again.
Guess what month it is? You still haven't asked. It's May.
Oh, hey,
Still.
Dmaw.
What?
Did you ever want to be on the podcast?
Yeah, dude, I'd love to. Hit me up. I'll send you my Calendarly link. You can check out my schedule.
Yeah.
I highly recommend if you guys ever get like a big team, just make yourself a Calendarly link and integrate it with your Google Map or Google Calendar, and you'll never have to schedule a meeting again.
That's pretty great.
I did. Everyone in my studio has the link or whatever, and they just anytime they don't need to talk to me, they schedule a 1-hour appointment, and then I don't have to think about it. There's none of that like, hey, can you meet at this time? Can you meet at this time?
Right.
No, everyone knows exactly when I'm free.
Right.
And
I don't want
they
people to
can
know when I'm free. That's no.
well, you will
never-
eventually because you're gonna get
Are you free
annoyed.
right now? Like,
You're
Are
gonna
you
get annoyed
ever
with people
free?
asking.
Like that's
To that point though, Dmaw, we're currently booking into like end of June, August, so we gotta figure that out.
Wow, wow. Who are these other VR devs? Other games?
there's like dozens of them, I'm sure.
I've tried to only book a month in advance because people have Kickstarters and whatnot, but I just keep meeting all these people. And it's like, let's put something down.
It's fine. I'll come on when the time is right. You know, whenever the stars align, you come to me, and I'll be ready. All right.
We'll cancel the podcast fee for the game fee, and we'll fix that issue we talked about earlier.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Fee? You gotta pay me to come on. I'll bring my fan base. You know, all two of them.
All two of them. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know if you saw PJ. I kind of poached some dude is talking about like he was like, hey, we're gonna do a VR podcast and like, oh wow, it's gonna be amazing. And we just want to talk to VR devs. And wouldn't it be cool if there's a podcast that just talk to VR devs like casually? And I was like, yeah, so my friends at VR Verdict, they do that.
They can do that already.
Yeah, right. They've been doing it for a while. Yeah. Yeah, we saw.
I was going to mention you've been pimping another podcast, but I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
so.
slightly cheating, slightly. Yeah,
cheating on another podcast.
You can be
More
on
the
another
merrier.
podcast. It's fine. It's fine.
I
fine. But you can't be on this one anymore.
Yeah, you have to leave. But
exclusive.
No, I think that's awesome. More the merrier.
Good times.
We forgot one of your goals, Tab, from last episode, which I don't know. Maybe it was Robert asked if you'd ship those posters.
Yeah. No, where's my poster? So I have to come to
I was
California and get
thinking
it.
about that like the other day. I was like, dang, I should really get like some poster tubes and stuff. If you guys see like poster tubes or where I to get them, just send me the link. I think can you go to the post office and get like prepaid poster tubes? That's what I was like hoping for, but I don't think I saw that last time I went.
I mean, maybe
my
FedEx
passport.
or probably FedEx. You could get some, I guess.
I do that.
Maybe, yeah. Just buy it off of Postmates. You know,
Postmates.
Sure.
That's like
I see what you
food
did.
delivery, isn't it?
yeah, it was. I don't know. I was making it. Yeah, I was making a joke. Uber Eats.
I see what you did.
You could get it from Uber Eats. Apparently, you can buy things that you don't eat anymore, so that's great. You can get
you
things
can buy like
delivered.
alcohol. Like
You can buy literally anything off of Uber Eats now.
that's funny.
You need a toaster? They'll get you a toaster.
I will need one if this fails.
Yeah, no. I was like, hey, buddy, Robert.
Are you gonna have
Thanks for
them
making
deliver it
this easier,
straight
man.
to the tub,
Yep.
or is it like?
Just open the door and be like, follow me, please. You're in a bathrobe or whatever, or just a towel. You're like, please come with me.
Oh man,
That'd be fucked up, bro.
Right.
Fucked up.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, it's been an hour and a half, guys. Anything else you want to talk about, or you want to take off your headset?
I think it was a good chat.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's
all
good
the
times.
points.
It's good to finally be back.
Yeah.
Good to be back for me.
Awesome.
Good times. Well, thank you for having us.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, Everyone
Mhm.
watching and listening, come back first Friday of every month. We do the round table here, and everyone's welcome. Just message us. We'll get you a link and bring you on in.
Yeah. Just don't
Join the
sit in my
chaos.
chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is officially mine.
We'll add
Oh,
some more chairs.
Oof. Oh, more chairs.
I
Wow.
carved my initials.
I
Wow.
want to
That's
have
what
it
I got my
button,
name.
so at the end of the show, this turns into like a toilet, and then we just all kind of like get sucked down.
That's a good outro. I like that. Oh my gosh.
I'm getting sick. Okay. Well.